Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wa sayyidil mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa ahli bayti tahiratihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. Fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Special salam to the children who have finished their term. Well done for all your hard work, and good to see you here. Inshallah you'll listen and learn something about the Qur'an. Jazakumullahu khairan. And there's always more energy when we have a larger audience. Inshallah, with the holidays we'll have more people coming to the Salatul Jummah. Inshallah, you will all benefit from the words of the Qur'an and the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We see on our screens all the time the situation of the people around the world, and even the people in this country and the Western world. And we see that the situation of people, the everyday situation of people, is getting worse. If we look at their economic situation, and if we look at the situation around human rights and the abuses that people are subject to, it's really very difficult to see the situation of people. And so I thought that this week, inshallah, we will begin a mini-series, maybe 2 or 3 weeks we will talk about this, on the tafsir of, or at least the explanation of Surat Al-Hadid. This is chapter 57 of the Qur'an. Surat Al-Hadid has some overarching themes, and one of the themes is that Allah Ta'ala is the owner of the heavens and the earth. Sovereignty belongs to Allah Ta'ala. So whatever power you see people having on this earth, this is temporary. Ultimate control belongs to Allah Ta'ala. And then we also see in this surah that Allah Ta'ala highlights that He is the one who will inherit whatever is upon the earth. And for that reason we should try as much as we can to expand the resources that Allah Ta'ala has given us: time, energy, wealth. Those of us who have been put in a fortunate position should do our best to help those who are less fortunate than ourselves. This is another theme of this surah. In the end, everything belongs to Allah. What we have here is a limited amount of time to help those who are in need. And then the situation of the Day of Judgment is mentioned. That on the Day of Judgment, the people will be sorted into categories according to those who believed, those who disbelieved, those who were hypocrites. All of those will be sorted into categories. And so the final outcome will be determined according to one's success in the Akhirah. We should not look at people's situation in this world and think that those who are in a financially advantageous situation or who have power on this world are the successful ones. In the end, this life is transient, and the people who are successful are those who have made the correct choices in this world and who have worked hard in this world, and they will be successful in the hereafter, and that is the everlasting abode. So these are the themes which manifest in this surah. And I should probably mention here also that there are many hadith on the fada'il of the poor. We see people who are in a disadvantaged situation here, and we think that we are above them in status or in our situation. But in fact, on the Day of Judgment, they will be on top. Those who have suffered in this world, those who have been economically disadvantaged in this world, whose rights have been abused in this world, the madhloom, the fuqara, the masakeen, they will be in the highest levels in Jannah. They are the people who have been tested the most, they have endured the most, and they will be rewarded the most. There are numerous hadith about the virtues of the poor, and one hadith says that the rizq that we are given, the rizq that you are given, is because of the poor and the weak amongst you. So don't think that we are entitled to wealth. Rather, the wealth we are given is given so that we can serve as a conduit to pass that rizq which is from Allah through to the people who are poor and weak and who deserve the assistance which Allah Ta'ala wants to offer them. Because of the help we offer them, that is the reason that we and our children are being fed. They are the means of our sustenance, not the other way around. Allah Ta'ala gives us rizq because of them, not the other way around. So we have to change our way of thinking. This surah, Surah Al-Hadid, most commentators consider it to be a Medinan surah. And there is a mention in this surah of the conquest of Mecca. which took place in 8 Hijri, the latter part of the Medinan period. So this is good evidence for the fact that at least some, if not the majority of the surah was revealed in the Medinan period. But some scholars had their own views that maybe there were some verses in here that were also revealed in the Meccan period. But in general, the surah is viewed as a Medinan surah. And then the other thing to mention is that this surah, chapter 57, is the last surah in Juz 27. It comes after Surat Al-Rahman and Surat Al-Waqi'ah, and then we have Surat Al-Hadid. The other thing to mention is that this is amongst a cluster of 5 surahs which is known as the Musabbihat, Al-Musabbihat. Al-Musabbihat meaning those surahs which commence with the glorification of Allah Ta'ala. Either Sabbaha or Yusabbihu or Sabbih. Sabbaha meaning Allah's glory has been mentioned. Yusabbihu meaning that Allah's glory is continually mentioned. And Sabbah meaning glorify in the imperative voice. Past, present and future, and imperative voice. These 3 different forms occur. All of them refer to the tasbih of Allah Ta'ala. And there's a little cluster in this part. This is the first, and then 4 other surahs which are not too far away. They also have this beginning. When we say tasbih of Allah Ta'ala, what does it mean? Sabbaha, to glorify. So linguistically this word means to go beyond. To go beyond. So when we say that Allah Ta'ala has been glorified, it means that Allah Ta'ala is beyond everything. He is beyond, He is pure. And Allah Ta'ala often mentions in the Qur'an that He is glorified beyond what they associate with Him. Meaning that they associate partners with Him whilst He is above this. He is sublime. Sublime meaning He is above the concept of being associated with. Since His power is unique, His glory is unique, His dominion is unique, everything about Him is unique, then He is beyond what they associate with Him. He goes beyond. Sabbaha. So Allah Ta'ala begins in this surah, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Sabbaha lillahi ma fis samawati wal ard, wa huwa al-azizul hakim. Everything which is in the heavens and the earth has glorified Allah Ta'ala, and He is the one who is majestic, and we say Al-Aziz meaning that He is dominant over all. He is majestic. He reigns. Al-Aziz, He cannot be challenged. Al-Hakim, it's normally translated as the wise, meaning the wise disposer of affairs, that the one who makes judgments which are the best. But Al-Hakim has another connotation. Allah Ta'ala fa'alu lima yurid, He does what He wills. So we cannot judge His decisions. We cannot say that this is a wise choice. Our decisions can be judged. Was it wise? Was it not wise? Whereas Allah Ta'ala does what He wills. What He wills, that becomes right. What He says, that becomes correct. So we can't say this is wise, this is unwise. So Hakim here, the connotation of Hakim is that Allah Ta'ala has power. He has hukum, hakama. He gives commands, He rules, He reigns, and there is none to challenge Him. فَعَالٌ لِمَا يُرِيد. He does whatever He wishes. There is none to challenge His power. وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ سَبَّحَ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ. مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ means whatever, not man. Not man. Man means whoever is in the earth. مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ means whatever. Not only the people, not only the malaika, not only the jinn who are pious. Everything. كُلُّ شَيْءٍ. All the trees and the stones and the stars. Every aspect of Allah Ta'ala's creation. مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Everything glorifies Him. سَبَّحَ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَهُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. He alone is the one who reigns supreme, and His alone is the command which cannot be overruled. هُوَ الْعَزِيزُ الْحَكِيمُ. لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. His is the dominion. Mulk meaning تَبَارَكَ الَّذِي بِيَدِهِ الْمُلْكُ. Mulk meaning the kingdom, the sovereignty belongs to Allah. He is the one who owns, possesses everything, is His creation, it belongs to Him. لَهُ مُلْك. The command, the dominion and the sovereignty belongs to Him. Of what? What is His jurisdiction? Which country, which city? Today we have people who say, I'm the ruler of this city, I'm the ruler of this state, ruler of this country. Even the emperor of this continent, he says, لَهُ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, the sovereignty of the heavens and the earth. Which bit do you want to carve out from that? Everything. مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. This is geographical. That's the jurisdiction. What else does he reign over? He says, يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. He reigns over your breaths. Your life and your death is all in his power. Not just the physical jurisdiction, but your living and your breathing is in his power. He says, يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. He gives life and he causes death. If you think you are bringing about consequences on this earth, if you think you can influence something, who causes? How do you cause something to be? From the moment that you have breath to the moment that you leave this world, that is the time in which Allah Ta'ala gives you the ability to have cause and effect on this earth. You can cause something to happen and it happens. There's a cause and effect sequence. Before you came into this world, nothing that you did was of any consequence. After you leave this world, nothing will be of any consequence. Your time for action is over. Your book is closed. But this time between your first and your last breath, this is the time when you can take actions, and your actions will be the cause of a consequence or an effect. You can cause things to happen. So because of this, people think that we have will, we have the ability to act, we have freedom, what we call freedom, that we can do what we wish. But that freedom is in whose command? Allah Ta'ala says, يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. He can initiate your freedom and He can terminate your freedom. يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. That period where you are a cause of consequences is in the control of Allah Ta'ala. Everything that you think you have in your grasp, it's all in the control of Allah Ta'ala. يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. And He is capable of all things. Everything is in His power. You are finite. You have a beginning and an end, which is in His control. يُحْيِي وَيُمِيتُ. Whilst He, وَهُوَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ, He is capable of all things. There is none to put limits on His power. Then there are some of these verses in the Qur'an which are enough to make the heart tremble if we were to reflect. We read them very casually. The scholars are moved by these. إِنَّمَا يَخْشَى اللَّهُ مِنْ عِبَادِهِ الْعُلَمَاءِ. The true people who fear Allah are the scholars, al-ulama. Ulama means the anbiya, the siddiqeen, the shuhada, the salihin, the people of knowledge, the people who worship Allah Ta'ala. Live thinking about Him all the time. هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. So far I have read to you only 3 verses of the Qur'an, and look at how much has been encompassed. ما في السماوات والأرض عزيز الحكيم ملك السماوات والأرض يحيي ويميت على كل شيء قدير أول آخر ظاهر باطن كل شيء عليم. All of this is in 3 verses. Allah Ta'ala is taking His jurisdiction. Everything belongs to Him. Sovereignty belongs to Him. You are nothing. Your life is nothing. This is transient. There is a period of time and you are like grains in the sand. If you imagine the Sahara Desert and that one grain of sand, what is its worth? You think you have consequence? You think you have something meaningful here? You are here to do Allah's will, and then you will have reward and punishment. That's it. Al-awwal wal-akhir wal-zahir wal-batin. Al-awwal means, the scholars have different interpretations, embellishments, they explain this in different ways. Al-awwal means that if someone were to say that I am the cause of that person doing something, or I am the cause of that project, I am the one who made that happen. For example, that person is one of my descendants. Whatever he did was because of me. That building is one of my constructions. Whatever is there, whoever is benefiting from it is because of me. To cause something, you have to be there. Mawjood. You have to be in existence to cause something. To say that you came before someone and that thing benefited from you, that person benefited from you. He said, no matter what there is, no matter who there is, they may go back to the beginning of time, huwa al-awwal. He is before them. He precedes everyone. There is nothing, no creation, no person can say that I was here first, everything belongs to me. Everything is dependent on me. He is Al-Awwal. He precedes every preceding event. He precedes every preceding existence. He precedes all of them. And this means that everyone is dependent on him and he is dependent on no one. Huwa Al-Awwal. He's the first. No one can say that they have ihsan upon Allah, but everyone owes Allah Ta'ala their existence. Huwa Al-Awwal. Another thing someone may say is that my power is such that after all of this is destroyed, I will be here. I will destroy them and I will be there. I'm the conqueror. That's a form of power. Or someone may say, I have such a long life that I will outlive all of them. These people will be gone and I will remain. That's a way of showing your power, your strength. That I will have the last word. I will be, after all of these gone. He says, after all of these perish, كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ. The only thing that will remain is the manifestation of Allah Ta'ala. هُوَ الْآخِرِ. He is the last. There is no one who can say that I will remain after. Only He will remain and they will all perish before Him. So He encompasses them from all sides. He precedes them in time. He succeeds them in time. He is the master of the heavens and He is the master of the earth. There is nowhere they can escape Him, neither in time or space. He encompasses all of this. He says, وَهُوَ بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٍ. And His knowledge is such, كُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٍ. كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٍ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٍ. In the script, they even write it underneath. They even positioned it, كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٍ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٍ. In the script, they even positioned it so you can see. His power encompasses everything. His knowledge encompasses everything. كُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَلِيمٍ. وَالظَّاهِرْ وَالْبَاطِنِ. Zahir and batin. How will we understand this? If you look at something which has its appearance is there, its beauty is there, or its presence, its manifestation is there, he says, huwa al-zahir. In all things, His presence is seen. أَيْنَمَا تَوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ. Wherever you see, wherever you turn, you will see the manifestation of Allah. فَأَيْنَمَا تَوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ. They write it on the mihrab in the mosques. Wherever you turn, you will see the manifestation of Allah. Everything that you see, if you see something beautiful, useful, etc., all of this is the power of Allah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise belongs to Allah, Lord of the heavens and the earth. Rabbil Alameen, Lord of the worlds. Meaning whatever beauty or usefulness, utility you see in this world, everything manifests the power of Allah Ta'ala. Huwa al-Zahir. Wal-Zahir. Wal-Batin. Batin means that if you go to the inside of something, look at the inner secret of something. Say, you can see my appearance, but you don't know what I'm thinking in my heart. Allah Ta'ala says, نَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ. We are nearer to man than his jugular vein. However deep you go inside something, huwa al-batin. He is the interior, He is the exterior. Look at the outward manifestation, it manifests Allah's glory. Look at the inner secrets, Allah's knowledge is there encompassing everything. Huwa al-batin. He is the innermost and the outermost. هو الأول والآخر والظاهر والباطن وهو بكل شيء عليم. All things He encompasses. هو الذي خلق السماوات والأرض. He is the one who created. خلق, تخليق is that process whereby matter is transformed into other matter. بديع السماوات والأرض is different. بديع is the one who originates matter from nothing. That's when Allah Ta'ala creates from nothing. Badi', when He first brought things into existence. But the takhliq is when He transforms matter. When He takes the earth and the water and He fashions the clay and then He makes man into His form, then He blows breath into him. This is takhliq. But to initiate from nothing, ab initio, this is badi'u samawati wal ard, the initiator of the heavens and the earth. Huwa alladhi khalaqa samawati wal ard. He is the one who created the heavens and the earth fi sittati ayyam, in 6 days. But Allah Ta'ala has the power to create in the blink of an eye. But He says He created in 6 days. So people ask, why 6 days then, if He can create in the blink of the eye? But takhliq is a process of transformation. So Allah Ta'ala chose there to be a process of transformation whereby matter will change from one form to another and things will be called to come and to do His bidding, whether voluntarily or involuntarily. He said this elsewhere in the Qur'an, that you must come Come voluntarily or involuntarily, but you must come. Do His bidding and you will be transformed according to His command. You will be shaped and transformed until the heavens and the earth take the form that Allah Ta'ala wills. The origins, the elements, the constituents will all be brought together and transformed into the form that Allah Ta'ala wants to see in the heavens and the earth. خلق السماوات والأرض في ستة أيام ثم استوى على العرش. Then He established Himself upon the throne. This is a whole discussion about what that means to establish Himself upon the throne. He says يعلم ما يلج في الأرض وما يخرج منها. He knows. He continues to talk about His knowledge. He says يعلم ما يلج في الأرض, what penetrates into the earth, وما يخرج منها. In the tafsir, it is mentioned that what penetrates into the earth is, for example, the rain which comes from the heavens. It penetrates into the earth. And what does it give rise to? Plant growth. So water goes into the earth and plant growth emerges from it. All of that with Allah Ta'ala's knowledge, even in the darkness of the earth. Even though it's dark under the, we don't know what's going on under there. But there is another thing which penetrates the earth and comes from it, which is man. Human bodies, when they die, they are put into the earth to decompose into the earth and return from whence they came. And humans will be resurrected from the earth as well. Humans will be resurrected from the earth. They will come forth from their graves on the Day of Judgment. يَعْلَمُ مَا يَلِجُ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَمَا يَخْرُجُ مِنْهَا. He knows what goes into the earth and what comes from it. This is one of the verses of the Qur'an, that man will go into the earth and he will come from it on the Day of Judgment. Like the plant growth, the same example is given of your own existence. وَمَا يَنْزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَمَا يَعْرُجُ فِيهَا. And what comes down from the heavens and what ascends to the heavens. Here, one of the explanations of this, what comes from the heavens, is the commands of Allah Ta'ala come down from the heavens. The malaika come down from the heavens to monitor the conduct of the people of the earth. وَمَا يَعْرُجُ فِيهَا. And what ascends to Allah is the deeds of the people, the reports of the angels as to what they have witnessed upon the earth. Allah Ta'ala says that He knows all of this. يَعْلَمُ مَا يَلِجُ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَمَا يَخْرُجُ مِنْهَا وَمَا يَنْزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَمَا يَعْرُجُ فِيهَا. So the earth, things go into it and come out from it. The heavens, things come down from it and they go up to it. What comes down is the commands of Allah. What goes up is your actions, the report of your actions. And this, I think I will stop on this today. I was going to cover 12 verses of this surah today, which has just under 30 verses, but 5 seems to be enough. There is so much to say. He says, وَمَا يَنْزِلُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ وَمَا يَعْرُجُ فِيهَا وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. And He is with you wherever you are. وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ. And He is with you wherever you are. At home, in the room where my children sit, I put this on the wall for them. So if you just learn this, so you put this, inscribe it in your mind, and then my work is done. That's my tarbiyah done. If you remember this, وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ. He is with you wherever you are. Do what you like upon this earth, but know that nothing escapes the knowledge of Allah Ta'ala. Do what you wish, but know that He will hold you accountable for it. He will reward your good deeds and He will punish your evil. وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. Again, the Mufassirin, they talked about what this means. وَهُوَ مَعَكُمْ أَيْنَمَا كُنْتُمْ. What does it mean? But here the clear interpretation to me seems to be knowledge. Because Allah Ta'ala, if we look in the verses before, He says, يَعْلَمُ. So the whole verse is about knowledge, ilm. And then at the end He says, وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. And Allah is watching everything you do. He's monitoring the situation. This is the thing that we see on this earth, that there is much that doesn't seem to be going well. That the poor are being downtrodden. And the rich and powerful, they oppress. And it seems that the situation of the world is very difficult. But Allah Ta'ala is saying this is temporary, and He is monitoring the situation. And in the end, everyone will have their recompense. Those who suffer in this world will have their reward. Those who transgress in this world, they will have their punishment. And everything is in the control of Allah Ta'ala. وَاللَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ. So these are 4 verses of Surat Al-Hadid, which I have presented before you. And inshallah we will return to this theme next week. May Allah Ta'ala give us tawfiq to act in accordance with the commands of the Qur'an, the Hadith of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.